Okay, so today we're diving deep into something a little bit different, a little bit spooky.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the White Woman of Belchen Tunnel?
I have. It's a Swiss folktale, right?
Yeah, it's this, well, it's more than just a folktale. It's like this legend that surrounds this very real place,
Right.
the Belchen Tunnel. It's part of the A2 motorway in Switzerland.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people probably driven through it.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've ever driven across Switzerland, you know you've probably been through there.
Right.
And it's like, you're driving along and suddenly you see this old woman in white
Mhm.
just standing there like hitchhiking.
Spooky.
Yeah, and people stop. People actually pick her up. But here's the thing. She vanishes from the car while they're driving.
Oh, wow.
I know. So for this deep dive, we've got these excerpts from The Ghost in the Belchen Tunnel.
Okay. So are we trying to figure out if she's real or...
Well, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
What I really find interesting is why this story has become so popular. Like, what makes it different from other ghost stories,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, I think one thing is how specific the descriptions of her are. She's always wearing white, she's always in or near the tunnel, and she always disappears.
Right, like it's not some vague shadow. There are a lot of detailed accounts.
Exactly. And the fact that it happens in this specific tunnel, a real place that people have been to, adds to them creepiness.
Yeah. There's this crazy detail in the text about a bunch of reports all happening in January 1981.
Do they say why?
Not really, but maybe it's like once people start hearing about it, they start seeing her everywhere, you know?
Oh, like a social contagion thing?
Exactly, like maybe their imagination gets the best of them.
Yeah, makes sense.
But then there's this other account from 1983, and it was these two female jurists who saw her.
Jurists. Those are the people who work in the legal system, right?
Yeah, like
Huh.
lawyers and judges.
So not exactly the type of people you'd expect to be telling ghost stories.
Exactly. Makes you wonder if even skeptics are starting to believe, you know.
I guess it's hard to ignore when professionals, people who are supposed to be logical, start seeing ghosts too.
Right. But it also makes you think, like, what is it about this story that makes it so compelling? Even to people who don't usually believe in ghosts.
Well, there's definitely the mystery of it all. Who is this woman? Why is she haunting this tunnel? It really makes you want to know more.
And there's also that element of danger, right? The thought of her disappearing from a moving car, it's terrifying.
Oh, yeah, it plays on those primal fears. The fear of the unknown, the fear of losing control. It's not just a ghost. It's a reminder that things can happen that we just can't explain.
Exactly. I mean, have you ever thought that maybe there's like a connection to Swiss history or folklore?
That's a good question. Our sources don't really go into that, but it would make sense, right? Maybe there's some local legend or a historical event that could explain the white woman.
Yeah. It's like a puzzle trying to piece together these clues from history and folklore.
You know, it reminds me of how some people believe that ghost stories are a way for us to remember the past. Like the ghosts are trying to tell us something.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to make sure that we don't forget what happened, you know, like their stories need to be told.
That's an interesting idea. So the white woman could be a representation of some forgotten part of Swiss history.
Maybe, but like at the end of the day, is she a real ghost? Or just a metaphor?
Oh.
Or maybe it's just our imagination playing tricks on us.
I think it could be all three. Our brains love to find patterns to make sense of things, even if there isn't really any sense to be made.
Yeah. Maybe that's the real power of ghost stories. They make us question things, make us think, and maybe even help us connect with something bigger than ourselves.
So listener, what do you think? Is there something about this story that you connect with? What do you think the white woman represents?
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Until next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.